Welcome everyone to Algorand's webinar brought to you by MetricsDAO. We're going to start in a minute, so get yourself comfortable and we'll start soon. Okay, it's time to start. It's time to start. Okay, everyone, welcome to MetricsDAO webinar. And today we are going to be talking about Algorand. In this webinar, you are going to learn the foundations about this blockchain technology, how it differentiates from other blockchains, what is the ecosystem that Algorand has, as well as we are going to look into the future of Algorand and see where it's headed. So let's kick this off. Before we start talking about Algorand, I would like to introduce you to MetricsDAO. So myself, I am Vaida. I'm education lead at MetricsDAO, and this webinar is brought to you by MetricsDAO as well. So MetricsDAO is a community of Web3 data analysts who provide Web3 organizations with on-demand data insights and tooling. So we have started just 4 months ago, but we have already built an amazing community of data analysts that are already completing a bunch of exciting analytics challenges. And you can be part of that community too, whether you are an analyst or not. The best way to do that is by joining our Discord server. And those of you who are watching today, you will have a special badge that will open you special channels, including one specifically for Algorand. So if you want to join the Discord community and get access to the special channel, go and fill in the form that's going to be shared with you right now in the chat. It's really important that you fill in the form to get the badge and then can join the Discord server. Once you join the Discord server, head to start your journey, and there you will confirm your badge with our guild's bot. And once that's happening, you will be able to see the channels. So go and fill in the form, and the badges are going to be accessible for you in 1 or 2 days. It will take a bit of time for you to access the badges, but it will be amazing and all of you do that. One of the things that is very critical in MetricsDAO is the various educational programs that we are running. At the moment, we are running our 3rd Web3 Analytics live cohort, as well as Web3 Analytics 101 asynchronous program. If you want to join our Web3 Analytics programs, the best way to do that is to head to our website. We will share the links in a moment and sign up to those courses. We will be starting our next cohort in just a few weeks. So if you have missed this one, that's okay, because we're going to continue with more cohorts in the future. Also, today we are having this Algorand webinar, but very soon we will be releasing a full-on Algorand asynchronous course on our learning platform. And in addition to that, we're going to be hosting other webinars like Near, Ethereum, DAOs, and etc. And also, we will be releasing courses on those different ecosystems. So do go to our website and sign up to the different courses that we have coming up to ensure that you don't miss them. And we have a bunch of other different kinds of programs coming up. So the best way to do that, the best way to really keep in touch is to join our Discord server, because there we make announcements of all of the different things that we have coming up. One of the most critical things about MetricsDAO is our analytics challenges. So we have hundreds of people that are participating in our analytics challenges, sourcing questions, answering them, and reviewing others. So our focus in the community is on knowledge sharing and mentorship, so that anyone can become a data analyst. So we have had some amazing people that have joined our programs, and then it was a great way for them to get onboarded into the Web3 analytics space. And one of them is Sandesh, who's actually our community moderator, and he was part of our first Web3 analytics cohort. When Sandesh joined MetricsDAO, he didn't have a lot of experience and only understood a bit about blockchain, but the course helped him to get all the fundamental understanding so he could then jump in actually to build a career in the Web3 space. Now, I would like to ask you to take an action, which is to go over to slido.com and enter the code 1688600. There, you will enter an anonymous poll. So the reason we're doing this poll is just to understand what's your current blockchain level, what's your current Algorand level, as well as your background. So you will be able to vote 1 to 5, 1 being that you are a complete beginner, and 2, that you know a little bit, and 5, that you are a complete expert. So go over to slido.com, enter the code, and let us know what's your current knowledge level. We even have some 5s down here. Amazing. Okay, so far when it comes to the blockchain level, we have people that chose 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all of you know something about blockchain, which is great. Okay, now just open up the poll for the Algorand knowledge level. So go ahead and choose the number. So far we have 1, 2, 2 and 1 is so far common. So most people on this call at the moment are just starting with their Algorand basics. Great. And now the last question. So what's your background? Just type in what's your background? Are you a developer? Are you a marketeer? Maybe you are a data analyst. Let us know. So far we have a few answers: marketing, entrepreneur, blockchain enthusiast, and finance student. Then we have a community manager, a medical graduate. Oh, wow. Everyone is coming from different backgrounds. We even have a blockchain researcher who's starting to learn about analytics. That's amazing. Okay, then we have also a person who is from reporting and data background. Amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who voted. It's really amazing to see that all of you are coming from different backgrounds and are keen to learn about blockchain technology. Okay, so now let's start talking about blockchain. So one of the things that maybe some of you have heard about already is this thing called blockchain trilemma. So what it means is that blockchains can already have one or two of the features. They cannot be all the three: scalable, secure, and decentralized. So we see a lot of the times that proof of stake blockchains are scalable, but often at a cost of a small number of validators who have large stakes that are dominating block approvals. And we also see the same with proof of work, with the large mining pools almost always meaning to the race to create the new blocks. But where Algorand comes in here? Well, it's promising that it is the first blockchain who is solving the blockchain trilemma without any compromises and actually having all the three features. It's scalable, it's secure, and it is decentralized. Now, we'll give a little overview about the most important things to understand about Algorand blockchain, and we will then delve deeper over the course of this presentation into some of these aspects mentioned here. So first and foremost, Algorand was founded by Silvio, who is a co-inventor of zero-knowledge proofs, a world-renowned leader in the field of cryptography and information security. So Silvio founded Algorand with a vision to democratize finance and deliver on the blockchain promise. So some of the key technical features of Algorand blockchain is that it has atomic transfers, asset tokenization, and highly customizable smart contracts, and it's all built into layer 1. Also, it's really focused on improved scalability and has a unique pure proof of stake algorithm that we will be delving into deeper over the course of this presentation. Right, so one of the things about blockchain, what it is a decentralized ledger technology. So Algorand as well as an immutable decentralized ledger, a layer 1 proof of stake blockchain. So let's dive right into what it is in this ledger. So once you run a node, you have your own local instance of this ledger. And what is in this ledger? Well, you have 5 archetypes basically. So first you have blocks, and in Algorand, the transactions are generated in under 5 seconds. It might be in like 2.5 seconds or 3 seconds. And in that time, a transaction occurs, and the transaction generally between 2 accounts, sender and receiver. And in there, you have assets, fungible and non-fungible tokens, or applications, smart contracts, and dApps. So before we look a bit deeper into Algorand's pure proof of stake consensus mechanism, let's just understand a little bit the difference between the proof of work and proof of stake. So in proof of stake algorithm, the decision about which transactions to include in the next block is made by validators who are selected based on the number of tokens, or like in other words, stake that they hold. And in proof of work algorithm, the decision is actually made by miners who compete to solve a cryptographic puzzle in order to create a new block. So essentially, proof of stake blockchain gives users who have more stake or hold more of that currency in the system more influence in proposing and validating new blocks. And it's usually done through some sort of a voting mechanism. But Algorand's pure proof of stake algorithm is designed to be more efficient, secure, and fair than other proof of stake algorithms. It uses a randomized selection process to choose the validators for each block, and it uses a threshold signature scheme to ensure that the validators can only create a valid block if they have reached a consensus. So this allows the Algorand blockchain to achieve high transaction throughput and low fees, and at the same time maintaining security and decentralization. So all the things in the blockchain trilemma that we saw. Now let's just look into the different parts of what makes pure proof of stake so special. So first and foremost is through scalability. So there can be about 1,300 transactions per second, and each block time is always under 5 seconds. Another key part is that its infrastructure has a lot of longevity. So this is because everything is open source, and they have a lot of technical flexibility with a bunch of SDKs that Algorand is offering. Also, we can ensure transaction certainty as there is no forking in Algorand. Another key part is that it has a lot of platform extensibility, which means that there's a lot of breach rules for development capabilities. So it's great for developers. Also, since it is proof of stake blockchain, it consumes very, very little energy. And also it's incredibly cheap to execute a transaction in Algorand. It costs way less than a fraction of a penny in order to execute a transaction, and also it is secure and resilient against attacks. So this is for you pure proof of stake. It's a very, very exciting technology and consensus mechanism that Algorand has developed. So now let's look a little bit into the consensus mechanism and how actually these validators are agreeing, and how on a block, and how actually the blocks are added to the chain. So since it is blockchain, all the transactions are seen on the network. So when we want to agree on a transaction, then the nodes will vote and digitally sign the block of transactions, which generally would be a subset of a size of around 1,000 of nodes, and then the block is added to the blockchain. So this consensus mechanism that Algorand has developed chooses validators and block proposals randomly from anyone who has staked and generated a participation key. And the chance of being chosen is directly related to the proportion of the participant stake of the overall amount staked. So if you're a small holder, you will have lower chances of being selected than a big holder. But unlike other proof of stake blockchains, Algorand doesn't require a minimum stake, which is often a significant barrier for an average user. With every staker who runs a node being a possible validator, the network security is more decentralized than with a chosen set of validators, such as in delegated proof of stake, which is actually a consensus mechanism used by many other blockchains. Right. So again, as we mentioned, Algorand is a blockchain, so everything is seen publicly, all the transactions. And if you do want to see what's happening on the Algorand network, you can go to the website called Algorand Explorer, where you can see the information about different blocks, transactions, accounts, and assets on the Algorand blockchain, as well, because you can track different transactions and accounts that are currently on the network. Also, you can see at the moment what is the current block speed, how many transactions per second can be executed, the number of accounts, and many other data about the blockchain. Right, now we're going to delve a bit deeper into the use cases and how Algorand technology is currently used. Generally, one of the biggest use cases for Algorand is in decentralized finance. fintech, governmental institutions, and even has been adopted by various countries as their official blockchain. And we're going to delve deeper into it right now. So China Ministry is at the moment using blockchain to improve transparency of social services and tracking of donations so that we have tamper-proof charity organizations in China, and that's actually done by Algorand. So also, actually, Indian government has utilized Algorand to track its medical records. The blockchain as well has been used in automotive industry to ensure supply chain visibility and to be able to track what's happening with different parts of vehicle, and also it's used to ensure tamper-proof voting. Also, you probably are familiar with FIFA. So actually, FIFA chose Algorand as their official blockchain platform, and the FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, actually signed a partnership with the Algorand's founder, Silvio Micheli, to launch a FIFA Plus Collect marketplace. And the kind of idea of this marketplace is to bring memorable scenes to the NFT world. Also, talking about governments adapting Algorand, El Salvador is actually working with Algorand for its official government blockchain infrastructure. So that's also really exciting. As mentioned earlier, a big use case for Algorand is also in decentralized finances. So there is a bunch of different decentralized lending protocols, trading protocols, decentralized marketplaces that are currently running on Algorand blockchain. And also a big thing about Algorand is that we have a bunch of different stable coins that are built on Algorand. And it's one of the top blockchains when it comes to the stable coins. And we actually have even the top stable coins like Tether USD or USDC coin that are on Algorand. So that's actually very exciting, and it's a really, really big part of what Algorand is about. So if you are a developer or if you are interested in how Algorand is developed, so the smart contracts are written in Python or Reach, which is like a JavaScript language, and it can be used in one of the 4 SDKs, Python, JavaScript, Golang, Java, to connect to on-chain assets or applications. And Algorand has a growing and ever-evolving ecosystem of different tooling that developers can utilize in order to run their applications. Also, another critical part about blockchain, specifically Algorand blockchain, is smart contracts and dApps, as they allow users to create and use decentralized applications on the blockchain. This is the key part of Algorand blockchain, and it's a really important aspect of the whole community and the ecosystem. And these kind of smart contracts can be used to transfer value in the form of algos and the native token of the blockchain, or to even create or modify an ASA. And we're going to look into what that ASA is in a moment, because as well, it's a very important part of the blockchain. Right, so here it is, the Algorand Standard Asset Framework. So essentially, Algorand Standard Asset Framework provides a standardized layer 1 mechanism to represent any type of asset on the Algorand blockchain. It is a unique feature of this blockchain, and it sets it apart from other blockchain platforms that do not have a similar framework for creating and managing digital assets. So just quickly, digital asset is a digital representation of a real-world asset, and it can be currency, commodity, security, a lot of different kinds of things. And You can use ASA framework to create and issue ASAs, transfer ASAs between accounts, manage the supply of ASAs, create smart contracts, automate the management of ASAs, such as creating a dApp that allows users to buy and sell ASAs. And when it comes to the different asset types that you can create, well, it's really almost anything that you can create, from real estate tokens to in-game items, loyalty points, regulatory certifications, collectibles, or even security. So there's a lot of different use cases on how these different asset types can be utilized. And if any of you would like to go and create one of those assets, the way to do that is to go over to Algo Desk website. And there you have a very simple process to create an asset. And afterwards, the asset is going to be visible in your dashboard here on the website. Another very important piece that sets Algorand's technology apart is its atomic transfer framework. Atomic transfers are generally used for complex transactions when multiple steps are needed in order for a transaction to be executed. So we have different examples outlined here in the slide deck. For example, it can be used for circular trades, where multiple people need to pay each other for a transaction to be executed. When a bunch of people, let's say, are buying an asset, and in order for that asset to be bought, every single person needs to actually chip in and pay for this asset. So there's a bunch of different ways on how this can be executed. So Algorand is very great for this reason, for creating complex transactions. Complex transactions are also possible to execute in other blockchains, but it is much more technically difficult to write a code and just to create this sort of framework. So Algorand makes it much easier, and it, again, is something that separates it from other blockchains. Now let's quickly dive into its ecosystem and look into what sort of tools and what kind of things are built around and kind of using Algorand. So first and foremost, we have games and metaverse. So we have a bunch of different games that are built on Algorand, as well as even art and music NFTs. Stablecoins as well, we mentioned, as being quite an important part of the blockchain. We also have a bunch of DeFi applications, such as DEXs, lending protocols, and wallets, and a lot of payment gateways and payment systems. We even have some DAOs that are built on Algorand, and a bunch of other exciting things. Another thing that Algorand is doing too is working with a bunch of different companies, over 500 at this point, that are leveraging Algorand's platform for different use cases. We already saw that some governments are using Algorand, but there's also some other companies that are working with Algorand on different parts. And also Algorand is partnering with different universities in order to bring this blockchain further to their students, as well as working with a bunch of different global exchanges where you can actually buy the Algorand token. So it has a growing and developing ecosystem of different companies. And talking about where Algorand is heading, this is just the beginning. The blockchain is still only a few years old, and we're just starting. So there's already so much built on the blockchain, using its incredible and exciting technological opportunities. However, in the future, we will see the expansion of all of these tools and all of these communities that we'll be building onto Algorand. So one of the key things for Algorand right now is to grow its developer community. And because with that, we can build more applications. Also, Algorand will continue building and improving their key technologies, such as Algorand Pure Proof of Stake Consensus algorithm, and also will evolve and develop new features and capabilities for the Algorand Standard Asset Framework, which are going to include the ability to create and trade non-fungible tokens, as well as some other exciting things. Another thing that is quite critical for Algorand is the integration with other blockchain platforms and technologies, such as cross-chain interoperability and decentralized finance protocols. Again, Algorand and DeFi is a really great match, and we're going to see more and more DeFi use cases developed on Algorand. So that was the introduction of Algorand for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to have a bit of time for questions. But before we jump into the questions, I'm going to stop for a moment here and going to tell you what's next, because we are just at the very beginning of the journey. And we're just starting out. There's so many exciting opportunities with MetricsDAO that are coming our way. So first and foremost, do ensure to register to our Algorand course by heading to blog.metricsdao.xyz/all-courses. There, you will also see other ecosystem programs from Near, Ethereum, and DAO. We're also going to be launching a bunch of other courses, so do keep in the loop. It's a very great opportunity to join these free programs. So we're going to be launching a learning platform where you will be able to watch, review these courses asynchronously, and also it will be a great opportunity for you to even deepen your knowledge about Algorand and other ecosystems as you wish. So today was just a foundational understanding, but the course itself will contain more in-depth content. As well, if you are interested in Web3 analytics, we do have both live and asynchronous courses that you can join by heading to MetricsDAO website and signing up there. As well, if you already have some Web3 analytics skills, feel free to go and participate in our analytics challenges. And it doesn't matter, actually, if you are an analyst, marketeer, we have so many different backgrounds here. You can still join our community and you can get a lot of value from our community. So I would really, really encourage all of you to join our Discord server. And we're going to post the form again here in the chat, because once you fill in the form, you will be granted in 1 or 2 days a special badge. When you get that badge, you will go into Discord server, you will go into the Start Your Journey channel, which is at the very, very top. And there at the very, very top, you will see this Guild XYZ bot. And there you connect your wallet where you have the badge. So the same wallet with that badge. And then you will be granted access to the Algorand chat. We'll also be having some Algorand experts there in the chat. So we're able to ask technical questions, interact with each other. We're also going to be sharing some resources and also informing you and announcing when we are going to be launching that Algorand course. So ensure to fill in the form. And now I'd love to ask you, what is your key takeaway from today's session? Write in the chat, what is something that was really interesting to you and really surprising even about Algorand blockchain? Love to hear that. Okay, we see some answers coming our way. So collaboration with China Ministry. Interesting to read more on that and how apps are built, Algorand, and the blockchain trilemma. Amazing. Thank you everyone for sharing so far. I would love to hear a key takeaway from every single person in this call. So reflect a little bit about what you've learned today and try to the chat so we can all hear about your key takeaways from today's session. So we see again that Algorand addresses all the three components of the blockchain trilemma. Seems like a valuable non-currency application on the chain. And also we see that someone is interested about your partnership with FIFA. I also see a question here about Xmetric token. Thank you for bringing this up because Xmetric is actually a very important part of MetricsDAO. And click on the different actions, you will be granted an Xmetric token. So this will allow you to be eligible for different analytics challenges, for different rewards, for just doing different kind of actions on MetricsDAO. But like the best way to be learning about the Metrics token would be to go to docs.metricsDAO and go to Xmetrics section, which I'm going to share right now in the chat, or maybe someone from the team could share. That would be great. But thank you for bringing this up. And also I see someone's asking, will the virus courses be beginner friendly? The question is yes. So if you want to join any of the ecosystem courses, you don't need to have any previous knowledge on that ecosystem. We will be ensuring to give you all the basic and foundational information about the blockchain so that you can start this course without needing to know a lot about the blockchain. We'll also include some resources for you to understand the very basics about blockchain too, if this is something that you're lacking. So no worries if you don't have any knowledge on the ecosystem. However, if you want to join the Web3 analytics courses, it would be great if you have some analytics knowledge already. Because what we're going to do with these courses, we're going to upskill you and give you that missing Web3 piece. Okay. Another question: do you have a partnership with Algorand Foundation to offer the Algorand Bootcamp, or who will be the mentors? So we are talking with different Algorand experts as we are developing this course. And we also are kind of closely linked with the Algorand Foundation. So the exact details of the mentors and who are going to be actually reviewing and helping with the content, I cannot disclose you right now, but we do have some really exciting Algorand experts that are going to help us with the bootcamp. Okay, have any more questions? Okay. It seems like we are done. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar today. If you haven't already, do go and fill in the platform in order to get your badge and get access to the Algorand chat. The Algorand chat is a great place for you all to connect afterwards. And if you have any further questions, this is a great place to ask. So do ensure to utilize it. We are a community right now, so I hope to see you all there in the Algorand chat and on our Discord server, as well as joining our future programs and webinars. We're going to have these ecosystem webinars coming weekly. So if you want to learn more about other ecosystems as well, do go ahead and sign up. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.